This brings the larger conversation, fellas, to the NL Central overall. And it's interesting. When you look at these teams overall, Lois, the conventional wisdom is, all right, the Cardinals were the best team, but this division always feels like, hey, anybody can win it. There can always be a dramatic turnaround. Cards won 93 games, and it's the Brewers, the Cubs, the Reds, and the Pirates. But when you look at these teams, and we'll kick it off first with the Cubs, they signed Dansby Swanson. Now they're kind of taking a flyer on a couple guys, right? Eric Hosmer, Cody Bellinger. Jamison Town had a nice year with the Yankees. Tucker Barnhart, Brad Boxberger. That's my first question. Have the Cubs done enough to at least be in contention for the division?
To be in contention for the division, yes. I don't think they still have what they need to win the division. But that remains to be seen, because if Eric Hosmer gets back to his old form, then we have a slugger, right? Hitting close to 30 home runs. How about Cody Bellinger? You're like, well, what are the odds of that happening? Hey, sometimes it's just an adjustment away for it to click back, a change of scenery. I think Wrigley Field is going to be great for these left-handed hitters. These guys hit the ball the other way extremely well, and when the wind is blowing out at Wrigley, the ball flies out to left center. I played there, and I took advantage of that often whenever I saw those flags. So do I expect them to come back to MVP form? Not necessarily. But they're going to be productive offensive player in that lineup, so they're going to be fighting for at least being in the postseason there at the end. Pitching is the question, but adding Boxberger, I think, is going to be helpful. Taillon,
yeah.
They still need one more piece, I believe, in that bullpen.
Well, you hope for a sunny summer in Chicago, because whenever it's summer, it's sunny out there, the wind usually blows out. I agree. I think there's 10 things they wanted to do this off-season, and we're still in the middle of it. They've done maybe 4 of those. They still have a ways to go. I'm with you. I think they're going to contend, because I think their pitching is better, the starting rotation. I think there's depth there. I think signing Taillon and Stroman and, of course, Hendricks when he's healthy again. They have Smiley is going to be there. They've got some good, capable arms to hold those runs down. And I think their offense, if they hit on one of those 2 players, Hosmer or Bellinger, is going to be much better.
3-win improvement from a year ago. You got to think at least 7-win improvement. They're hoping get to 500 and go from there. Next up is the St. Louis Cardinals, and again, 93 wins, Ronnie. I think you start with Arenado and Goldschmidt for sure. But Goldschmidt's turning 36 next September. Arenado's turning 32. Wainwright probably his last season. And no more Yadi Molina. Crazy stat from our friend Matt Orso. First season since 2000. No Molina, no Pujols. So it almost feels like a changing of the guard there in St. Louis.
It really does. I mean, it was Goldschmidt and Arenado's team anyways, but the way the facade was is that Pujols was there and Molina was there, and now they've transitioned a little already from Molina. He only played in 78 games last year, right? So they're ready to make that move. And with Wilson Contreras, they've got a younger version of Yadier, right? As far as offensive numbers are going to be mightier than Yadi has produced. Contreras now will have to get used to a veteran pitching staff, not only Wainwright but Michaelis, and have to get used to them very quickly, as they're one of the better elite pitching staffs in the game. But I think they're going to be just as strong as they were before. I mean, Goldschmidt, you can say what you said. He's 36 years old, but he won an MVP in his age 35 season. So I think you're just looking at a team that is right now a 90-plus win team.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, so contending, possibly winning that division is really within reach for the Cardinals. There is some issues because of injuries. We're talking about Flaherty, just having shoulder problems. Matt's also limited in innings pitched because of injury. So that remains to be seen if they're going to be able to post. And that's going to be a key for them to be able to contend. Now, offensively, I'm not concerned about them. Contreras coming in adds reasonable, potent bat in that lineup. And look, Arenado was also an MVP candidate. You know, there were some people saying, hey, Arenado should be the MVP.
Yeah.
But Goldie just edged him because that was an outstanding season.
You're part of the offense. Tyler O'Neill can rebound as well. That will help. And Wilson Contreras, definitely. His numbers, 119 OPS plus last 403 games. He's been very effective for them. Next up, Milwaukee Brewers. And this one's a little confounding to me here, Carlos. They just haven't really done a whole lot here. Like, I got it. You're 86 and 76. But Burns and Woodruff, both free agents following the 2024 season. You have to hope that both these guys can deliver. And again, the crux of this team is the strength of their starting pitching. But I just haven't seen improvements here from Milwaukee.
Yes, and now, you know, you saw the changes last year. And William Contreras is going to definitely add some thump to that lineup. But it seems like they've always been like a bat short. Yeah. right? And Willie Adames, I believe, is going to take another step. He's a very good offensive shortstop. He's going to take another step forward. Another great shortstop in that division we didn't mention was Swanson, by the way, with the Cubs. We forgot to mention him. But, you know, I believe Adames is a guy that's going to continue to hit 30 home runs. But what's going to improve is going to be his bat to baseball skill. So his batting average, getting on base, that's what he's working on. So, but offensively, I still think they need some help, even with the addition of Contreras. Where are they going to stand in the division? They're going to contend. I'm concerned a little bit about Williams' role there towards the end and see if he can hold it down the way Hader did. You know, they were a little bit exposed last year, and they sort of self-destructed there towards the end of the season.
But they always seem to max out what they get from their roster, or so it seems. Jesse Winker is going to be there. He had his best years in Cincinnati. Maybe the NL Central will be friendly for him again. William Contreras, you're right. He's a proven offensive player. What he did with d'Arnaud last year in Atlanta was remarkable, and he'll probably continue it in a ballpark that's much friendlier, I think, than Atlanta to hit in Milwaukee. But it always stops on two things. Will they continue to pitch, especially Woodruff and Burns? That to me is a given. The thing that's not given is that their best player, who are you going to get? Are you going to get the player that was a 2018, 2019 player, or a player that has struggled with injuries, back issues, and Christian Yelich? That, to me, is always the key. So you say they're one bat short, but they certainly aren't if Yelich is playing the way he usually does.
If the bat that they have can produce like he should, they'd be fine. Right. Quick prediction, NL Central winner is?
The Cardinals.
I believe the Cardinals as well, but I think it's going to be well fought, and both the Cubs and Brewers will be in it to the end.
Another vote for Emo's Pizza. We'll make it a clean sweep for the Cardinals. But I'm with you. I think the Brewers definitely be in the mix.